anti-aging serum that is lightweight, can help improve skin texture, refine pores, help with firmness of the skin, hyperpigmentation, excess sebum, and it's affordable. Now that does sound a little bit too good to be true, doesn't it? So we'll see in today's video if all of these very grand promises indeed will be kept in my review of this. And this is the Cosrx 6 Peptide Skin Booster. In case you don't know me yet, hi, my name is Ulrike. I am a skincare and K-beauty content creator. I have been blogging and talking about K-beauty since 2016, so a long time. And let's get into today's review. So today's review product is the Cosrx, the 6 Peptide Skin Booster, which comes in a pretty large 150 ml bottle. And it's been hyped quite a lot, especially on Instagram. I've seen it quite a lot lately. So I'm guessing Cosrx probably sent out PR and now they're all publishing their reviews at the same time, as usually happens, because usually in these types of campaigns, you get, at least if you agree to do a review for a product, you usually have a specific time span in which you have to publish, which is why you see so many influencers talk about the same product at the same time. This actually has been out for quite a while. I don't remember when I bought it, but it was definitely last year. It's been quite a while. Because I did want to use it for a longer time, because peptides containing serums usually take a little bit longer to show any sort of improvement on the skin. So I've been using it on and off for, I want to say like 5 months. It seems a long time. I'm pretty sure I bought this in autumn or winter of 2023 or even longer. So this has been around for a while. I'm going to start this review by telling you what this product actually is, and especially what Cosrx tells you it is and can do. So it's sort of the promises of the brand, and then tell you a little bit about the key ingredients, plus tell you how to actually use this, because it's a bit of a weird skincare category that maybe needs a little bit of explanation. And then I'm also going to tell you my thoughts on the product after having used it for quite a while now. I've got my trusty notes here as well, because I cannot memorize all of the details. So don't be surprised when I look down, because I'm probably reading something from my notes. So what exactly is this product supposed to be and supposed to do? So Cosrx calls this a skin booster, and it's supposed to be kind of like an in-between of a serum / essence / toner. It's not really either of those, but also kind of all of them. It is a little bit strange how it's advertised. To me, this is pretty much like a toner or an essence. It has a pretty runny, watery texture, and I would always use it as a toner, and I would describe it as a toner. Cosrx says to use it right after cleansing your skin, and they also say that it boosts the efficacy of certain products, such as a vitamin C serum, and that's why it's called a booster. It kind of enhances the amazing things the other Cosrx products can do. So Cosrx promises this to be all sorts of miraculous. For instance, to just quote from the webpage, it says that this is a first step serum that brings out the natural softness and clarity of your skin. It won't clog pores, and it is this is all quotes, by the way, so I'm not saying this, Cosrx is saying that. And it is a seamless, all-in-one multi-peptide formula that addresses various skin concerns simultaneously. Some of these skin concerns that this product supposedly helps with is, as I said in the beginning, in the introduction of this video, it's supposed to help fade dark spots, although they don't overemphasize this, I find. but it does contain a couple of ingredients that can help brighten skin. It also is supposed to help with uneven skin texture and skin tone. It helps reduce sebum, so it's also good for acne-prone or oily skin. And it's supposed to refine pores. And it's just kind of like an overall beauty booster. The main ingredient of this product is, of course, the 6-peptide complex. Peptides are all the rage at the moment in anti-aging skincare, and they're also used a lot for hair care. Basically, peptides are amino acids or blocks of amino acids, and amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. And proteins, of course, are responsible for all sorts of very important things in our body. By the way, unfortunately, my neighbors are still refurbishing the entire apartment, and also the store underneath me has also started refurbishing. So you will hear building noise, and I apologize for that, but it's every day from morning till evening, 8 p.m. So 6 days a week. So I don't know when to film. So sorry for that. It just started up again. Since they are the building blocks of protein in the body, they're also responsible for the proteins and amino acids that make up our skin, or that contribute to the plumpness and juiciness of our skin, specifically collagen and elastin. Collagen is, of course, that substance that basically gets built less and less in our body the more we age. Collagen production goes down roughly from 25 onwards, and then you start having the sagging, loss of firmness, the wrinkles, all of that really quite tough thing to live through once you're at 30. I have to say, aging is always a bit of just a strange experience, because the face that you're used to starts changing in a really weird way. So loss of collagen is one of the main contributors to that. And here is where peptide skincare can really potentially make a difference. Now, different peptides do different things in the body and for the skin and for the hair. So sometimes peptide skincare tends to have a bit of an overpromise in what it can do for the skin, I find. As someone who has used a couple of peptide containing products, they can potentially, or certain peptides in certain concentrations can potentially help boost collagen production, make skin smoother, plumper, can also potentially just kind of soften up the skin and help with wound healing, and thus potentially also help a little bit with hyperpigmentation and things like that. Overall, I just find them a really great anti-aging, sort of long-term preventative anti-aging ingredient. But I can't say, having used so many different peptides products, that many of them have really done miraculous things. The only peptide containing product so far that really has made a difference to my wrinkles is actually one from Claire's that contains a high amount of copper peptide, which is I think one of the best anti-aging peptides, but also one of the most expensive one. Now, this one from Cosrx does contain copper peptide amongst other peptides. It has a mix of 6 peptides. And in general, peptides are a very expensive raw ingredient, which is why it's quite amazing that this is actually quite an affordable product. The other really great thing about peptides compared to other active ingredients, anti-aging active ingredients such as retinol and AHAs, is also that they tend to be gentler. I have not heard of people having really intense problems with peptide containing products, making their skin sensitive or tingly, or make it photosensitive, or peeling the skin, or any of the things you get, especially with retinol and AHAs, also with vitamin C sometimes. So it could potentially be a gentle alternative for anyone who wants a more gentle but still effective anti-aging ingredient in their skincare routine, especially if retinol just does not work for you. It doesn't quite do the same as retinol, but again, it can potentially contribute just to the the loss of, or counteract the loss of collagen a little bit. Apart from the peptides, there's also a couple of other really good ingredients in this. It contains niacinamide, even though I don't think it says anywhere how much. So maybe I just didn't see it on the website, but I couldn't find the concentration of any of the ingredients. So it could be a lot or little. I just simply don't know. And it also contains NAG or NAG, which is N-acetyl glucosamine. And I've talked about NAG when I did my review on the ordinary NAG serum. And it's basically an ingredient that can help with hyperpigmentation. It's also very mildly exfoliating, but not in a super aggressive way. So it can also help just with cell turnover of the skin, smooth the skin, and with that can potentially also be good for anti-wrinkle care. And then this also contains a couple of hydrating ingredients, predominantly hyaluronic acid and glycerin, and a couple of amino acids, which can also help with keeping and retaining moisture in the skin. As most of the newer Cosrx products, this one is also alcohol-free, fragrance-free, essential oil-free. It's formulated really quite minimalistically, and there is very little risk of sensitivity unless you have any specific sensitivities. Of course, always check the ingredient list, but fragrance-free, alcohol-free, no essential oils. It's not a very long ingredient list, which is always better for sensitive skin, simply because it then is easier to determine when you don't do well with a product, what ingredients you might be allergic or sensitive to. Now, because this is called a booster and it might confuse people what that actually is and what you're supposed to use this for, here are just a few instructions and explanations on how to actually use this. It's actually not that complicated. I think by calling it a booster, they're making it a little bit too complicated. So let me just demystify this with the building noise in the background. I'm so sorry. I just don't know what to do. I cannot afford fancy microphones, so it might just pick up on the building noise. And it's going truly from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and has been for 3 weeks. I'm absolutely not losing my mind at all. I'm super fine. Anyway, so as I said in the beginning of the video, it's basically like a hydrating toner. This has a watery consistency and it feels to me exactly like a Korean toner, a Korean hydrating toner. It has a bit of a viscous slip, so it's not completely watery or water-like. It does feel a little bit more slippery, hyaluronic acidy, if you know what I mean. So it does have a bit of stickiness, but it's still very lightweight and really very pleasant to apply. I would just use it as your toner step. You can also use it as your serum step. Really, within your routine, wherever you put your hydrating step or steps, depending on how many products you use, which is absolutely up to you, wherever you put your hydrating products, this goes in that step. If you use a vitamin C serum, I would put it before this booster. If you use retinols, they go after all the more hydrating products usually. That's how I learned it. Now, I've heard people say that you can't combine retinols with peptides. I've searched the internet up and down to know where that myth comes from. All I could find is experts saying that retinols actually go very well with peptides and that you can use them in a routine and that they can actually boost each other's efficacy. So I don't know. It does seem to be fine to put them together. So retinols usually after hydrators, so also after this product. You can use this in the mornings or in the evenings. You can use it twice a day. I always use this in my morning routine and that works very, very well for me. It's really up to you because usually peptides don't really cause any peeling or any sort of sensitivity of the skin. Again, unless you're personally allergic to anything. Of course, that can always happen, but technically they shouldn't be super stressful for the skin in the same way as other active ingredients, anti-aging ingredients can be, such as retinol. You should always use a daily SPF, of course, so do that. But again, this shouldn't cause any extra sensitivity. As for my thoughts, my personal experiences with this product, I do really enjoy using this. It is very lightweight, it sinks in very fast, it's very easy and comfortable to use, and it is very gentle. I also really appreciate that it comes in this giant bottle because it really just is so affordable. I think I paid something like $18 for this, and it's 150 ml. You will be hard pressed, even if you use something like The Ordinary, to find an affordable, especially copper peptide containing product at that price point. I don't think that even exists at all. It also really hydrates nicely. It's not super hyper hydrating, so don't expect too much if you're very dehydrated or dry skinned. But for normal, mixed, combo, oily skin, this really is very pleasant to use and comfortably hydrating without being overpowering. And again, it sinks in very fast, which I always appreciate. As for the effects on my skin, in terms of especially the anti-aging or the pore refinement, I can't really say that I saw anything super dramatic after using it now for a couple of weeks. It's mostly hydrating, I would say. I do think it has an overall sort of reviving effect on the skin. It does plump up the skin quite nicely. This could also just be from the humectants in it, I'm not sure. But it certainly didn't do anything for my wrinkles or anything of that sort. However, I do have to say that Cosrx is really more of a younger brand. It's not meant for mature skinned women 40 plus. So I would say that the concentration of the peptides, especially since this is so affordable, is probably a little bit lower. And I see this more as a long-term preventative anti-aging product. And for that, especially at the price point, I think it is a successful product. Just don't expect any miracles. I do think Cosrx really mostly targets people more in their 20s and early 30s. So if you are mature skinned, you probably do better going with a more premium peptide product overall, if you really want, especially the impressive effects the peptides can have on wrinkles. So yeah, my final verdict would be that it is a really good product as long as you don't expect miracles. I do think Cosrx promises a little bit too much with their marketing, but then what brand doesn't? So I'm also not super critical of that. I really do like Cosrx, and I think they make really great, sensitive skin friendly, minimalist, ingredient focused, and affordable skincare. So I do overall like this. If I had to rate it out of 5, I would probably give it a 4 out of 5. Again, with a caveat that if you're more mature skinned, it probably won't satisfy your need for really strong improvements. But if you're in your 20s, 30s, if you want something just sort of turning towards anti-aging and sort of long-term anti-aging, because you won't see much of a dramatic effect even after like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. But as a preventative and overall really nice hydrating toner / serum, this is a great product, and again, very affordable. The building noise is getting louder and louder, and I'm getting more and more annoyed. Probably have to, I don't know, leave the house. I'm gonna just stop here, and I hope you enjoyed and found my review of this product helpful. I really do think it's a really good product with a few caveats just about what it's promising to be and maybe can't quite fulfill. If you're new here, I promise that usually it's not as distracting in the background. Who knows, maybe my mic will actually not pick up on this, but I have a feeling it will, because it's really loud and my floor is basically vibrating. And I hope you will stick around and subscribe. That would be fantastic, because it's so helpful. Maybe give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful, and I will see you again probably next week. And until then, please take care.